uncovering a temple for the goddess Aphrodite in the sunken city of Herakleion in Abukir Bay, Alexandria. The joint Egyptian-French archaeological mission revealed a temple to the goddess Aphrodite from the 5th century BC, and a number of archaeological finds belonging to the Temple of Amun during underwater excavations in the sunken city of Herakleion in Abukir Bay in Alexandria. Inside the temple, the mission found archaeological bronze and ceramic finds imported from Greece, in addition to the remains of buildings supported by wooden beams dating back to the 5th century BC. The mission also found the area in which offerings, vows, and precious items were stored in the Western Temple of Amun, which is a collection of golden jewelry, including earrings in the shape of a lion's head, a wajit's eye, a pendant, and alabaster vessels that were used to store perfumes and cosmetic ointments, in addition to a group of silver ritual dishes that were used in religious and funerary rituals, a limestone votive handle, and a bronze duck-shaped jug. The sunken city of Herakleion is located 7 kilometers from the coast of Abu Qir. It was considered the largest port of Egypt on the Mediterranean coast before Alexander the Great founded the city of Alexandria in 331 BC. The earthquakes that struck the country in the past caused the city to sink completely under the sea. It was rediscovered in 2000 AD. Herakleion was an ancient Egyptian port city located near the canopic mouth of the Nile, about 32 kilometers, 20 miles, northeast of Alexandria on the Mediterranean Sea. It became inundated, and its remains are located in Abukir Bay, currently 7 kilometers off the coast, under 19 feet of water, and near Abukir. The sanctuary of Nath of Sais was located in Thonis. A stele found on the site indicates that late in its history, the city was known by both its Egyptian and Greek names. The legendary beginnings of Thonis go back to as early as the 12th century BC, and it is mentioned by ancient Greek historians. Its importance grew particularly during the waning days of the pharaohs. Thonis was originally built on some adjoining islands in the Nile Delta. The city was built around a central temple and was intersected by canals with a number of harbors and anchorages. Its wharves, temples, and tower houses were linked by ferries, bridges, and pontoons. The city was an emporium, trading port, and by the late period, it was the country's main port for international trade and collection of taxes. It had a sister city, Naucratis, which was another trading port lying 72 kilometers farther up the Nile. Goods were transferred inland via Naucratis, or they were transported via the Western Lake and through a water channel to the nearby town of Canopus for onward distribution. Thonis had a large temple of Khonsu, son of Amun, who was known to the Greeks as Herakles. Later, the worship of Amun became more prominent. During the time when the city especially flourished between the 6th and 4th centuries BC, a large temple of Amun-Gareb, the supreme god of the Egyptians at the time, was located in the middle of the city. King Nectanebo I made many additions to the temple in the 4th century BC sanctuaries in Herakleion, dedicated to Osiris and other deities, were famous for miraculous healing and attracted pilgrims from a wide area. 2023 archaeological findings suggested that Greeks who were already allowed to trade in the city had started to take root there as early as during the 26th dynasty of Egypt, and that likely Greek mercenaries were employed to defend it. During the 2nd century BC, Alexandria superseded Herakleion as Egypt's primary port. The importance of Thonis Herakleion began diminishing with the rise of Alexandria, which was about 15 miles southwest in the 2nd century BC. Also in the 2nd century BC, a major weather event, either a tsunami, earthquake, or a combination, pushed the city towards destruction. However, the city was not entirely abandoned until its complete submersion into the sea by the 8th century AD.